Hey guys, this is Percentages Day 20, and for the next 2 days we are going to be using the unitary method to solve percentage problems. So basically we'll be looking at our percentage bars as having 100 units in them, with each unit equaling 1%. So let's get started so I can show you what I mean. So our first word problem says that during a sale, the price of a shirt was reduced by 15%. It was sold for $17. Find the usual price of the shirt. Okay, so if we draw a bar model here that equals 100%, and we read our word problem, it says that the price of a shirt was reduced by 15%. So that means that the sale price of the shirt was 85% of the original. It was sold for $17. So clearly that $17 equals 85%. And we want to find the usual price of the shirt. So we want to know what 100% is. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up like a unitary method problem. So I have 85% that equals $17. I'm going to take that and I'm going to divide both sides by 85. So 1% equals 17 over 85. Now I am not going to do the long division on that at this point. That would not be worth my time, right? Because eventually we want to find 100%. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 100%. So I've got 17 over 85 times 100 over 1. So from here what we can do is we can cross cancel. Let's divide 85 and 100 by 5. And if we divide 85 by 5, we're going to get 17. And if we divide 100 by 5, we're going to get 20. And oh, looky here, now we have 17 divided by 17. That is pretty easy to cross cancel, isn't it? I'm going to divide both of those by 17, and I'm going to get 1. And now I have 1 times 20, which equals 20. And I have 1 times 1, which equals 1. So my answer is 20. Okay, now let's hold on for a second. 20 what? Is it 20%? Or is it $20? Or what is it? Well, if we go back up to the word problem here, it says find the usual price of the shirt. So I was looking for a dollar amount, and the answer to my question is $20. Isn't that cool and easy, you guys? Okay, our next word problem says after a 20% discount, a jacket was sold for $44. What was the usual price of the jacket? So here's my 100% bar, and we read that the jacket was on sale at a 20% discount. That means that the selling price was 80% of the original, which equaled $44. And we want to know what the usual price of the jacket is. So let's do the same thing. We have 80% equaling $44. Let's divide both sides by 80. So let me write this out this time. If I divide both sides by 80, that's actually the same as multiplying it by 1 over 80. And that would be 44 times 1 over 80. So, oh, look at that. I made a mistake. There we go. So we have 1% equals 44 over 80. And again, I'm not going to solve this quite yet because I'm still looking for 100%. So I'm going to multiply both sides times 100. So I multiply over there times 100. I multiply over here times 100. And I'm going to get 100% equals 44 over 80 times 100 over 1. Now I can do some cross canceling, can't I? I'm going to divide 80 and 100 by 20. So I'm going to get 4 here, and I'm going to get 5 here. Now I'm going to divide 4 and 44 by 4, and I'm going to get 1 here, and I'm going to get 11 here. Now I'm going to multiply 11 over 1 times 5 over 1, and I'm going to get 55 over 1, which is going to equal $55. So that was the usual price of the jacket. All right, let's do the next one together. So this one's different. This one's looking for a quantity before an increase, whereas the last two were looking for a quantity before a decrease. So we have the number of Mr. Churchill's yo-yos. So here's my 100% bar, was increased by 20% to 180. Okay, so I'm going to draw that 20% there, and then I'm going to draw 120 over there. So if it was increased by 20% to 180, 180 equals that 120%. It says find the number of yo-yos before the increase. So I have 120% equal to 180 yo-yos. So let's divide both sides by 120. So 1% equals 180 over 120. Don't solve it, just leave it like that. And we want to solve for 100%, right? Because we want this number in here. So 100% is going to equal 180 over 120 times 100 over 1. Now I can cross cancel. Let's divide 120 and 100 both by 20. And I'm going to get 6 here, and I'm going to get 5 here. Oh, look, this is handy because I have 180 up here and 6 down here, so I can cross cancel again. Let's divide that by 6 down here. I get 1 there, and 180 divided by 6 is, of course, 30. So now I have 30 over 1 times 5 over 1. And 30 times 5 is going to equal 150. So Mr. Churchill had 150 yo-yos before the increase. Mr. Churchill must have sold a lot of yo-yo strings to buy those extra 30 yo-yos, I guess. Okay, let's try another one. The price of a bike. Okay, now this one that you see in front of you is pretty similar to that last problem, just different wording and different numbers. So why don't you go ahead and give that a try and then come back and check your work. All right, so the price of a bike was increased by 30% to $260. What was the price before the increase? So we want to know what the price was down here at 100%, right? Because it was increased by 30% to $260. So we have 130% that equals $260. So let's use unitary method, divide both sides by 130. Whoops, there we go. And now let's multiply both sides by 100% because we're looking for the 100% price, right? We're looking for the original price. And we get 260 over 130 times 100 over 1. We can do some cross-canceling here. And actually, we could divide 260 by 13. So we'll get 1 down there, and we'll get 20 up there. And now we have 20 times 10, which is going to equal $200. Okay, let's try another one. So this is another good one for you to try on your own and then come back and check your work. All right, so Romeo's monthly salary is increased by 10%, and the increase is $120. Find his monthly salary before the increase. So you had to make a little mental jump here and think about this word problem critically. It says that the increase is $120. That means that 10% equals $120, and we're looking for 100%, so his monthly salary before. But we're going to set this up so that 10% equals $120. There we go. So 1% is $120 over 10. 100% is going to be $120 over 10 times 100 over 1. And I can cross cancel here, can't I? So 100%, if we solve that, we have 120 times 10 is going to be $1,200. So that's his monthly salary before the increase. If we want to find his monthly salary after the increase, we can obviously find this one of two ways. The first way is we could just add $120 to $1,200, right? And that would give us $1,320. That's not very hard to do. Or we can get more practice with Unitary Method. So let's do the latter. So we're going to find 100. Let's see. We're going to get 110%. That equals $120 over 10 times 110 over 1. See, I took this unit from up here. Okay, so I didn't go through the whole process again. But I already found for 1 unit, so I don't need to do it again. So I just want to solve for 110%. So 110%, if we cross cancel, equals 12 times 11, which is going to equal 1,320. All right. So if we have a salesman sells a watch at 80% of the cost price, the watch will be sold at $600. What is the cost price of the watch? So let's assume that our cost price is 100%, and 80% is the selling price, which equals $600. So 80% equals $600, and so 1% is 600 over 80, and we want to find out the cost price, which is the 100%. So 100% is 600 over 80 times 100 over 1, and we will cross cancel here and here, and we will end up with, let's just rewrite it up here, 680 over 100 over 1. We cross canceled here and here, and now we have 600 times 10 divided by 8. So we're going to actually just do it this way. So we have 6,000 divided by 8. And let's do that up here in the corner. So 8 goes into 67 times. 7 times 8 is 56. Subtract, bring down to 0. 8 goes into 45 times. Multiply that out. Bring down another 0. 8 goes into 0 times. So our answer is $750 for letter A. Then it says, at what price must the salesman sell the watch if he wants to make $150? Okay, this is not a unitary method problem at all. We're just going to take that original price. We have the cost price, and if he wants to make $150, we're going to call that our profit. Plus profit equals selling price. So our cost price is $750. He wants to make $150. So $750 is going to equal $900. And that's how much he will need to sell the watch for. And that is it for day 20.